everyone, and welcome back to Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai with the Fall of the Dragon Empire mod. We now have spring and are ready to continue our attack on the Not Byoka clan. Last time around we of course took all settlements along the coast here. Unfortunately the general here was wounded, but he's on his way back now. He's here, right. He was wounded, but now he's on the way back with the new ironclads. But the new ironclads, they're just the regular French ironclads. So I guess the French don't really have many specialty ironclads in this. With that wounded general making a comeback, we actually have another general that was unfortunately lost. The general that was coming in with the Guard Chasseur as the specialty unit. There was a new general, so I don't even remember him, and he's definitely not part of the three special generals that got special commissions. The Lieutenant General, Brigadier General, and the Major General, yet to unlock the Field Marshal. But he, unfortunately, was taken out by a youngster, looking an American, 21-year-old foreign veteran that was brought in, and he apparently killed him in single combat just as they landed here. Also, this port is actually one of the few ports, as I've noticed, that the enemy has that actually has bombardment. You can see the zone around here, so staying in that zone too long without having destroyed the port would actually drain my fleet, slowly but surely. So we got this army right here, which is going to go for the capital Nagasaki. We've got the main faction leader, Izzy, which is gonna go for Higo, and we've already moved up the army that I purchased. I'm probably gonna get rid of all these troops besides the Armstrong guns. They could probably be useful. And then we're also gonna strike over here where LeBlanc is gonna strike here, which you can see the place is already on fire because my fleet has been bombarding it, which will only leave Hizen as the only unconquered, or at least on this island. But you can note here, there's very few soldiers here, They were not really prepared for me to bypass the front line and come in and attack them here in the back. And so I will be able to take this island over, more or less completely, within 2 turns. Before we go ahead and start laying sieges, I did some other stuff as well. So I got this idea. I left off the last mission, or the last video, with like I had 1 million gold stored up, or maybe even more, as I make about 100,000, more than 100,000 per turn. And I decided, what would it actually take for me to be able to turn the Prussians to an ally, and it costs quite a lot. I think I paid 25,000 for them to break their alliance with China, and then I paid 50 to get them to ally with me, and then I think I paid them another 50,000 to have them go ahead and declare war on China, so a total of 125. For the Russians, I actually got them pretty cheaply, as I recall, or started off, I thought, because or I think maybe the Prussians were 50,000, 50,000, and 50, so maybe 150,000 in total. I thought I'd get the Russians pretty cheaply because I got them to break their alliance with the Chinese for 21,000, which I thought was pretty darn cheap. I would learn that they quickly learned, I guess, the Russians, that they could get a lot more money out of me. because it costs 21,000 to break the alliance with China. To gain the alliance with me costs 50,000, so not that far off from the Prussians. However, to get the Russians to declare war on the Chinese, I need to spend a lot more money. I ended up actually paying them 182,000 to get them to declare war on the Chinese. But as we got it right now, we have turned the Russians into our allies, and we have turned the Prussians into our allies. The Russians are hostile because they are actually pro-emperor. I'm thinking they'll probably not last that long fighting the Chinese, because their power is rather weak compared to the Prussians, which I think actually got a pretty good chance at taking on the Chinese. Anyways, I'm not super concerned how well these two factions will do against the Chinese, but it will bring relief from my front against the Chinese. I'm currently here sending some of my Manchu mounted bowmen, and they're just gonna make their way over here so that I can see what the Prussians are actually gonna do up here. As I'm getting these bowmen, and here we've got apparently got a bloody army marching through as well, trying to discover as much of China as possible, looking at all these different towns. And I think actually with what happened last turn, the Chinese got one province more than me. I've got 40, they've got 41. But soon enough, after this video, I should be in the lead. With that said, it's time then to go ahead and conduct some sieges, as always. This one should be pretty easy. Should be able to get the Armstrong guns right away. The 6-pounder field guns I don't really care about. Maybe bow would be more interesting. Sempertide 2 would also be pretty good to get. But otherwise, that looks good. We're gonna continue the siege for now, and then I'm gonna move up Hercule, and he's gonna lay the siege here. So not only is the gate open and the castle already bombed to shit, we've got naval support, be able to drop that on their castle as well. And then for the final attack here I do actually think that the enemy have stocked up with troops in the capital. Nope, they haven't. That was just what I thought they had. This one, I think we will continue to lay siege for a while, or at least until I can get the navy around and be able to use naval bombardment to aid in here. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to conduct these two sieges, and then we're going to end turn. And I feel like we're gonna start with Izzy's. Oh, did you gain a rank? But I have not assigned the points yet. Resolve and training troops, charge bonus, charge harassing armies. I feel like we're gonna go down this line, and then those 2 extra points could be towards these two. I feel like this one is pretty good. It's sort of an overall plus. I haven't actually taken a close look at what, but usually I go more for this side, which is usually bonuses that adds to sort of the general ability rather than specific ability in, you know, killing enemy soldiers or anything like that. I'm gonna put the bow guy, and then right there we go. And with that, we are ready to conduct this siege. As I have so many cannons for this army, I've decided to advance on the more difficult point of the wall to attack. Behind the houses over on the left, you can see that my archer unit is flinging arrows in above the walls, while my regular troops are now making their approach. We're gonna do a ranked fire, or fire by rank, as we approach. Currently, because the bowmen have done such a good job, we are not receiving any return fire, and also for the fact that all the towers have been shot to sunder by my cannon superiority. I'm wasting a lot of manpower doing it this way, but it's good fun, and it looks quite spectacular. And we've even made it inside the walls. And even now, our troops are scaling their walls. And just like that, this castle falls as well. As a result of that first siege, we deployed 7,500 men against roughly 5,000 defenders. We ended up losing 1,200 men, while the entire defending force perished. In terms of who killed what, we actually have the foreign units killing the most. And these look like they're pretty accurate in terms of... like they haven't been awarded kills after battle. That's what I'm talking about. Because I specifically looked at the bowmen before I ended the battle, and they were around 400. So quite interesting here that you know, this is a French unit. So French unit end up in fourth place, in 6th and 7th. But otherwise, it's the Armstrong guns killing quite a lot, and the bows. The bows are very useful. They can fire above the walls, and are able to fire from concealed positions behind the houses and stuff. So that's pretty useful. And then of course this unit kind of went in late, and while it is a tier 2, so it has longer range, mostly what it did was cutting down retreating troops. So that one is actually quite bolstered. But with that, yet another castle falls to us. Wonderful. Not going to be needing that. Those two buildings. And this actually frees up this army to actually go ahead and lay siege to this, just so that they do not recruit troops here. If the enemy decides to sally forth, I'm sure that the troops that I actually have at hand here could very well cut these guys down. Right, let's go for the second siege then, before we go ahead and end turn. Here we get naval bombardment aiding out, so this one's definitely gonna aid in this. One thing that I have noticed though is like every single castle is the same all over, so you kind of make one strategy and it seems to be working for every single castle on the campaign map. Let's see how this naval bombardment works out. Firing at a large cluster of infantry. Ooh. The game even lagged there a little bit as the gatehouse was hit. That probably... That we got a message there. We probably killed quite a lot of them. An absolute storm of lead and cannon fire is engulfing the last walls. There is no hope for the defenders. The enemies simply stand no chance against our modern weapons and tactics. And as a result of the second siege, we deployed roughly 5,000 men against 5,000 enemies. We only lost 125 men in this siege. I have seemingly perfected how to attack this castle. Well, perfected it would be 0, but I think that's rather hard to get at. And also with, you know, I could probably get to 0, but, you know, time-wise, that would take forever. Anyways, we took the castle. Wonderful. It's the chasseurs who does the most damage. This unit lost a single soldier while killing almost 900 enemies. No, I was about to say this army can actually move up and join that, but that's not true at all. We'll turn this into a research center instead of a Yakuza office. Or Yakuza. We'll repair that cotton textile, we'll repair that, we'll repair the castle, we'll repair the town, we'll repair everything. We would just have to destroy everything. Right. Well, end turn, we'll see if we can move the navies close enough that we can bombard the 2 remaining areas. I think there might be a counterattack coming on here. But otherwise, this entire island should be ours in the next turn. I'm also interested to see, in the long run, what's going to happen with the Russians and the Prussians. I feel like the Prussians are actually going to gain territory, while the Russians might be completely taken out. We're back after the end turn, and trade is disrupted with the United Kingdom. I imagine that they are actually destroyed. Lots of assassins, lots of raiding our trade. Powerful factions destroyed. United Kingdom was destroyed. The Chinese broke through and were able to take them out. I'd always been hoping that I could use the British to, or like, that they would build a navy and they would like clean the seas for me. That did not happen, so I'm kind of wondering here if it's not just better for me to take over Hong Kong than to try and recreate the British again. Clearly, even with this buffer zone in between them and the Chinese, they are unable to fight them. Concealed army discovered. Ah! They are trying to land troops now and come back over. And we got one of their assassins right next to this town. I should add some extra troops here. I'm gonna add the new troops. Alright, we got some more ironclads ready to put into service. One thing that I forgot to tell you about, actually, the other thing that happened, Sado Island decided to declare war on us. And I believe there's gold to be found on these islands. So I'm currently putting together an army over here, 1 turn until the fleet is ready. I have no general to put in charge of them, but I've got just tons of colonial fusiliers, and I'm hoping that will be enough. Tons of ports. We've got a culture store here that needs to be turned into a bookstore. Right. Enough of that, though. So we've got this siege right here, which I don't think I can sail the fleet close enough on this side. Why can't you go in between there? Instead, we'll have to go this way around. I feel like it's basically the same size, so it doesn't really matter where I put them. So I can put them here. The thing is, rather than attacking the castle right now, bombarding it to destroy it, it's better if it's not destroyed, so I get to destroy it. Because I can burn the castle walls Can I transfer guns to this army? Or troops? This general don't actually need all these troops right here. I could transfer the guns and the chasseurs and 4 of these units to join in with this army to make it easier for us. And then I kind of feel like I only need 1 assassin to come through to take care of all these agents on this side, because they're all like 1-point agents. Let's see, poison collection, yes. And then assassin, now he's really good assassin. Right, and let's go ahead and clear off all the enemy agents. 83% chance. We just absolutely slaughter everyone. What I could do here is actually I could switch this out. So this group that is currently... Oh, they were sabotaged. That's why. It might be better to have this force here just in case then, rather than push it forward and potentially lose this town. But it would be nice to add some extra troops just in case to this area. And the faction leader can move out. Should bring the agent with him. And I don't even need to garrison it. It will hold on its own. But I'll sort of garrison it by putting these 2 armies next to it. Right. Should that general be close enough that I can land him? Oh no, he's not. But these new ships, look how far they move. They're so fast. I could make from one side of Japan to the other in like 3 turns, I imagine. Like, this moves really bloody fast. And before we go ahead and conduct the 2 last sieges, I was hoping they'd sally forth or we get a land battle, but unfortunately not. I want to go ahead and see if this bow unit can't make it all the way up to the Prussians. No. I thought we were friends, Prussia. We didn't make it. We're still allies with them, right? They haven't signed peace with the Chinese either. Nope. Still remains, which is good. It's good, good, good. So close and actually getting to see what the Prussians are up to. I should prepare for the siege, retaking Hong Kong. Not entirely sure. Maybe, maybe not. I'll go ahead and re-establish the... Oh yeah, I had a complete army here for the general that I lost. Anyways, I'm thinking maybe, maybe not. I'll go ahead and re-establish the British. Maybe I'll give them one more chance. Who knows? And with that, everything's done. So, let's go ahead and conduct these sieges. And we'll start with this one. And we'll take their capital last. Right. This one could actually potentially be quite hard or annoying just because I have to bring in lots of troops. But I'll have 2 sets of guns. 2 sets of modern guns, I should say. So I should be able to knock the castle walls down pretty darn easily. My 2 armies ended up on either side of the castle, and we're ending up attacking both sides at the same time. Currently storming the left side of the castle with the treacherous army, while the French army is on the right side preparing to storm that side. The French troops are now making their way inside the castle, as we can see that I've taken control of the first tier of the other side of the castle here. Overwhelming firepower has led me to secure the walls, so we can now make it in to the same tier as the French troops. Both sides are now being captured, as my Japanese troops capture the left side, my French troops capture the right side. All eyes are on the center now as we prepare to storm the final tier of this castle. Here's the results of the battle. We deployed 4,117 troops against 5,400 roughly. We ended up losing 800 men, while the enemy of course lost their entire force. Highest kills goes to my bow unit. Again, this time around though, it lost a little more men because he was routed at a certain point and he decided to route into enemy troops. But 620 men to the bow unit. Now, some of these I know are awarded, and also some that were killed during killing retreating troops. So I think they got about 300 kills, roughly. But that's still pretty good for having deployed 134. And with that, only one area remains. The enemy's capital. Once that's taken, the entire island has fallen under our control. And then we'll start to work our way up through here to end it all and secure all of Japan for the Emperor. Although, as it is currently, most of Japan is now actually under the direct control and occupation of the French Republic. Oh, I wasn't supposed to click all the way over there. With that, it comes time then to end this by taking over the capital. We're joining in with the siege about halfway through it, and I thought, since we haven't been able to get a land battle as of yet, why don't we go ahead and play this? It is very luscious in green, even without what I usually add to spice it up. We're gonna go ahead and assault this from multiple areas. Got the chasseurs, decided to try and conserve ammo by having them firing by rank. But as we can see though, one of them is almost completely out of shot. Gonna see about trying to scare this first group here into submission. Thought it'd be interesting trying an attack from a different direction this time. We're gonna climb these two areas. You're gonna charge across the waterways, and once we're in and this one starts to go, actually that's a really bad way of going in that way. Go this way instead. Not entirely sure why it started lagging like that all of a sudden. Oh, they're all breaking, that's why. They're all breaking and leaving. I have 4 units hidden out here, and I'm gonna bring them in to join on this side as soon as the enemy starts to pull troops over to cover for the troops that are being lost here. So we broke 2 of them, which are leaving right now. The cavalry is going to take care of them. And with that, I'm now going to start climbing here.
Victory is close, sir.
That sounds good. That sounds promising. Got these 3 units then ready to storm with 2 climbing. And the units that are routing here will be taking care of the cavalry. Right, we have done quite a bit of damage on these units. I don't think they will have much of a chance standing against us. I'm gonna see about doing a little bit of damage on these units over here. Right, my units are climbed up and I'm making the way in. Already, this unit's broken. We got the general unit just behind. Soon enough, he'll be broken as well. This one will charge in, specifically go for the gatehouse. So this is the army that lost its general, so they are interested in taking revenge. Let's just put it that way. Right, my troops are in. The enemy's general unit is broken. This unit on the wall behind here, it's within cover, being able to shoot down on my unit. Even that one is now saying, hey, maybe I should actually go ahead and leave. These idiots are just sitting on the wall with no care in the world whatsoever. Let's move this guy up. I've already naval bombarded the center once, and I wonder if I should save the second one until we're actually through here. Nice, we just blew a big hole here, taking out a large chunk of these troops, which should make it a lot easier to deal with them later. Alright, most of these guys are in. Let's go ahead and burn that wall. Move that bus! Burn that wall! Boom. Wonderful. Started burning that wall. See if I can burn the one right beside. Killing as many troops inside the inner courtyard is useful because I don't want to be fighting them for too long. Right, we've got the second unit broken. These two are marching up. We've got the 3 units that came through there are now setting up, starting to shoot. This one is wavering. We got another fire set on the walls. Let's go ahead and set another one over there. We are through here. 2 units on the wall, nice. These units no longer need to be there. Instead, what they can do is they can move up here and start suppressing this wall, which that unit's already lost half its manpower. It's probably gonna lose even more. I'm gonna tell the cannons to hold fire at this point. If they actually had morale, the enemy, and yeah, if they had morale, they would have. We would have lost a lot more men doing it this way. But currently, we are slaughtering them. I'm gonna wait here until the. You know what? No, we're not gonna wait. I want you to climb, and these two to push through. And as soon as you're ready, you should start shooting. Hopefully they'll drag this guy off the wall, which means that I can bring in the 4 units back here. I should actually start the process of them moving that way. Very nice indeed. The thing is, since they don't have a general for this army, the focused area is rather large for the naval bombardment. Let's see if we can move here. We're gonna split off, so 1 unit's gonna go up there. Start hitting, moving that way. You're moving there. You're not even firing anything, so go through that point. You guys have no interest in shooting that. 2 units will move up there. The other 2 will move inside. Oh, here comes the naval bombardment. Can't miss that. Some of the naval shots are actually killing more than usual, because as they hit the troops, they're throwing them out and landing them all over, which kills them. Where normally the shots are not that useful. I'm hoping you will move in and start shooting down these. While actually, because these guys are closing in, I want you to move in and deal with that instead. Right now they're shooting on the guys up here, which is nice. Doing some damage over there. This unit is doing a lot of damage here, but it's a little bit unnerved by this. Same with this one, getting shot in the back. Actually, they've removed the troops from the wall here. Should be fine then. You're waiting for a single soldier to get in line, as per usual with Total War. Waiting for that last guy to make an entrance. Whenever you're ready, start shooting at the guys. Oh, they're broken. Just before you even got there. Like, no point in having you here shooting at routing troops. Get up on this line here. Oh, they're doing some damage on us from there. And they've brought out another unit over here, which is not great. Rather than losing this unit by getting it attacked from multiple sides, I'm going to do this. These two are going to move up like that. You're going to stand behind, and we're going to just brute force our way through with an immense amount of firepower. Right, this unit has successfully fought its battle. They're very heroic, lost 100 men in doing that. We have the unit that's set up here, making sure that the guys that are coming off the bridge are broken. What a bunch of idiots. Look at what they've done. All the units from inside the castle have moved out where their morale gets broken, and now suddenly, as you can see right here, or maybe it's easy to see on the map, there's only 2 units left, and that is the 2 mortar units that are inside. But otherwise, everyone else is running away. So I'll order everyone in there. There's no point in you trying to make your way through here, because we'll just try and avoid that tower instead. And then that's how we won. Right. The enemy broke themselves in a way. All I need to do is clear away the mortar crews, and then we have won. Where do all the retreating troops go? Oh, they go over here. Right. I'll order in the cavalry to deal with those. Give them some... oh yeah. Before we go inside, it might be good to actually be able to make it inside. Say, burn the gate. And the tower. But the unit here will make it in and destroy the mortar, and everything should be fine. Wonderful! And there we have it. A victory. And as a result of yet another siege, 4,690 troops deployed on our side against 5,400 on the enemy. We lost 500 men, while they lost everything. In terms of who killed what, we have 2 units unnamed that did the most, followed by Guard Chasseur. And with that, they have avenged their general, and I am now in complete control of this island. There is a few enemy island here, Goto Island, and Tagashima, I believe, is also enemy, because they're siding with our enemies. But other than that, this place is very much secure. Now we need to go ahead and start crossing into territories here. I'm sort of hoping that Fukuyama will actually, you know, kick into gear and then start pushing these guys back, so that I don't have to do all that work. I'm also... The thing is, it's been a lot of sieges right now. We saw the huge stacks that were attacking our allies up in... I believe this was the area they were actually doing siege at. So hopefully we'll meet those. As my agents start to infiltrate this area, we'll see what's what. And everything will be nice. Go ahead and land this agent somewhere. Just to be assassinated. Right. With that, it's time to say goodbye and end this. But as I said, hopefully we'll do this. And in the meanwhile, while I reorganize this, I will have a keen eye on what's going on with my newfound allies. You know, I cannot... It's not just that I can buy entire Chinese armies. Now I completely pay off nations, the Russians and the Prussians, to join me against the war against China. And with that said, I will finally shut up and end this video. So, I'll be saying like I always say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.